Reptile Penitentiary Island. Yep, you heard that right. It's an island so deadly that nature fought back and reclaimed its territory from the most dangerous people Colombia had to offer. A penitentiary island? Isn't it Alcatraz? Nope. It's a far more sinister island that was named after the queen of the Gorgons herself, Medusa. So imagine if Alcatraz Island and the Amazon rainforest had a baby. Gorgona would be the result. And as the name suggests, Gorgona Island is an island full of deadly and venomous serpents and has a chilling yet intriguing past. So, if you want to know why Spanish conquistadors, pirates, criminals, and mass deforestation couldn't tame this wild paradise, or even how the inhabitants reclaimed this utopia, or how the island got its name, then watch to the end and find out. Oh, and did you know, the island itself is made up of volcanic rock that rises from the depths of the Pacific Ocean. Just thought I'd stick that little tidbit in there for you. However, Gorgona Island is not for the faint of heart, as it houses a number of snake species, 3 of which are highly venomous, including the fearsome Bothrops asper, and 2 species of coral snake. So, if you think you'd be safe by avoiding these monsters, you'd be lulled into a false sense of security, because you could just as easily be crushed to death in the coils of the no less dangerous, non-venomous boa constrictor. I told you danger lurked around every corner. Did you think I was joking? Nevertheless, Diego de Almagro didn't get that message, as this natural wonderland, which is 21 miles off the coast of Colombia, was discovered by him in 1524 and named it San Felipe. This is where the dark history of this notorious island begins, because when he and his fellow conquistadors stepped foot on the island, they were met by a mass forest filled with danger lurking around every corner. He and his men suffered the consequences of their ignorance, and Gorgona snakes were merciless in defending themselves, racking up a death toll of 87 men. Despite this, the conquistadors claimed the island. Mental. Anyway, 3 years later, Francisco Pizarro arrived on the island, and he stayed for about 7 months waiting for provisions to arrive so that he could continue his conquest of Peru. And after receiving many snake bites and losing many of his men, he considered the island an inferno, and the snakes and the reptiles of the island gave rise to its name, Gorgona, named after the scorned snake-like queen of the Gorgons from Greek mythology, Medusa herself. When provisions arrived, he and his men left the island in a hurry. I don't blame them. Gorgona was then left abandoned until English pirates took over Gorgona in 1679, naming the island Sharp's Island. And in 1709, now known as Sharp's Island, it served as a refuge to privateers Woodes Rogers and William Dampier, and was a supply station as it was rich in fresh water and wood for ships that were en route to Panama, Peru, and back. Colombia took back Gorgona in the 1820s when they gained their independence from Spain, as Simon Bolivar gave it to Federico de Coz as thanks for his military service. However, by 1870, Gorgona was inhabited by a small mestizo community. Ramon Payen bought Gorgona from a de Coz descendant and made a hacienda which was destroyed in the Thousand Days' War. Gorgona and her reptile inhabitants were finally left in peace in 1959 when Colombia created their own version of Alcatraz, which was based on Nazi concentration camps housing the most dangerous criminals they had. As you can imagine, murder, violence and death followed swiftly after. It got so bad that the walls had to be lowered so the guards could see inside. And because of the extreme violence and murders, coupled with the fact that the prison faced claims of human rights abuse, it finally closed its doors, with the last prisoner leaving in 1984. The wild inmates of the island recouped the jail and the island for themselves once and for all. As 30 years later, bats were now hanging off the ceilings, bees and rats running wild all throughout the former jail, scurrying around for food. Penitentiary walls are now a playground for the white-head capuchin, where they hang out grooming each other. In the surrounding rainforest, which was once decimated by deforestation due to the shipping and farming, and the prison itself, the tiny landmass is now covered by 85% tropical forest and houses 18 species of snake, as well as creatures such as the brown-throated sloth, agouti, black ant shrike, the bananacui, red-legged honey creeper, and the toned spiny rat. This wild isle also contains a number of endemic species, such as marine worms, lung crabs, land snails, butterfly, and the only all-blue lizard in the world, the critically endangered yet beautiful blue anole. This is due to the western basilisk, which came across from the mainland, and is an invasive species on the island, almost hunting them into extinction. Gorgona, now free of humans, with all the diverse wildlife on land, air and water, has now been transformed into a national park for ecotourism and dubbed Science Island. Visitors must adhere to a strict look but no touch policy and only follow approved trails should they wish to explore the beauty of this UNESCO protected island. Honestly, I wouldn't want to go off track due to the 18 species of snake that call this island home anyway, including, as I've said before, the boa constrictor, the Ecuador saipo, cat-eye snake, and centipede snake, to name a few. Visitors can also go hiking, bird watching, snorkeling, diving, and whale watching, where you can glimpse the awe-inspiring creatures such as humpback whales, whale sharks, you know I love my whale sharks, beautiful manta rays, cute sea turtles, deadly hammerhead sharks, white-tip reef sharks, and the territorial moray eel in the waters surrounding this little paradise. However, this was almost not the case, as the prison's destruction extended to the sea, as well causing an environmental disaster by destroying the reef. But as Gorgona healed herself, so did the water surrounding her, letting it be known that the nature is resilient and if left alone will bounce back bigger, better and stronger, making both land and water a thriving habitat. So, did you want to visit this natural wonder and all it has to offer? Let me know in the comments below. Do you know of any other snake infested islands? Drop it in the comments below. And if you like venomous creatures, this is the video you should watch next. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe.